Hi, I'm George, the Weather Dad, and we're going to be taking a look at your Halloween week. Can you believe it? The end of October, November is right around the corner, and we're going to be taking a look at Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on your temperature scale because that's going to give you a pretty good idea of what to expect as far as temperatures are concerned. Now, you're probably also noticing that I'm a little bit congested. Well, that's because I've been outside a lot putting up my Christmas lights. Now you may think it's a little early to do that, but in reality, hey, it's reasonably warm outside, gives you a lot of time also to put them on up, and we all know that November could be very cold as well as December, so now's a good time to actually start putting them up. But by being outside, a lot of dust out there, a lot of ragweed, well, it's starting to affect me, and I suspect it affects you as well. Let's take a look at Monday, the start of your work week, the first day of Halloween week. Yeah, Halloween's already here too. Notice there's going to be some temperatures a little bit above normal or about normal right here in the Ohio Valley. Normal high temperatures, highs in the lower 60s with lows in the lower 40s. So we should be a little bit above that. But notice though, most of the country, with just a couple of exceptions, is going to be right around normal or slightly below normal. Jumping right to Wednesday, notice what happens. There's a strong, big system right there in the central U.S., the Mississippi Valley actually, bringing down some more cool Canadian air, and that's going to affect a good portion of the country with just a couple of exceptions, Florida and the Southwest. Jumping right to Halloween now, temperatures are going to be pretty cool across just about the entire country, including down around Florida. You're going to have a nice day down there. You're going to be seeing temperatures pretty close to normal, but the rest of us looks like about below normal. But also notice these white dashes. That's going to be a strong northwesterly wind. So I think it's going to be dry, and I'll show you that here in just a second, but it's going to be a bit chilly for the trick-or-treaters, and it could be a little bit windy as well. Precipitation Monday, well, there's that next system that's really going to get itself organized, and also along the southeast it's going to be relatively wet as well. By Tuesday, notice what happens. This system now is really starting to get itself together, starting to tap in some of that cool Canadian air. Right around the Carolinas, North Carolina and Pacific, Outer Banks could see some rain, but the rest of us are going to be pretty dry. By Wednesday, take a look, a big comet-shaped cloud. It's going to be intense. There's going to be a lot of rain moving in. We need it here in the Ohio Valley. A lot of dust out there, a lot of dry air, and that's going to be pushing its way in. And you can see that's really the main weather feature across the continental United States there on your Wednesday. By Thursday, some leftover showers right here in the Ohio Valley, but those of you in the Mid-Atlantic and up towards the Northeast are going to get on the wetter side. And then for Halloween, take a look what happens. Again, a little bit breezy. I think it's going to be dry right here in the Ohio Valley. In fact, most of the country will be dry with the exception of the New England states. In fact, almost anything east of Ohio and Northeast looks like it's going to be kind of nasty for you guys, for your trick-or-treaters, but the rest of us will be dry with the exception of the Pacific Northwest. Now, let me take you down to the Caribbean. That's really some action. Hurricane Melissa is probably going to be a Category 5 hurricane before long. Right where you see the M is where Jamaica is. The problem with this system is it's just not moving very fast. We could be looking upwards of 3 feet of rain, maybe even a little bit more, closer to 4 feet of rain in portions of Jamaica. There's Dominican Republic, there's Haiti, there's Cuba. Notice this white line. That's where the track is eventually going to go, but that won't happen until maybe sometime tomorrow or even on Tuesday. But for the most part, it's just going to sit there, eventually hit Jamaica, potentially as a Category 5 hurricane. But for us here, continental United States, we're going to be fine. In fact, you can kind of see Florida right there. So that's what's going down on into the tropics. And after that, I really still don't see anything major coming our way here for the continental United States. So there you have it, your Halloween week. Big takeaway, it's going to be a bit chilly, mainly dry for most of us, with the exception of those of you up into the Northeast. I'm George, the Weather Dad.